Hey sis.
Hey sister circle.
I'm your big sis April.
And I'm your little sis Tiffany. And we are Sister Talk Network podcast.
Sisters bridging the generational gap while encouraging candid conversations
and healing amongst women, friends, and sisters. You have a sister now. Hey sis.
Hey sis.
Hey sister circle. We back. We back.
In a remote location.
Yes.
And we struggle to get here. Listen, sister circle. It was a struggle. We took some time out of our girl time, which we are having to celebrate my little sis.
Birthday.
One time for the birthday chick, 2 times for the birthday chick. I can't say the rest.
And I can no longer throw it in the circle.
But thank you for joining us. I am your big sis April.
And I'm your little sis Tiffany.
And this is the Sister Talk Network podcast. Thank you for joining us. So on the last episode, we talked a lot about depression, which we had not addressed before. Yeah. And it's very important for us to talk about. And it was a tough episode for us. So we kind of cut it short.
Yeah.
We kind of cut it short because it was a tough day. But thank God that his mercies are new every morning. And today is a better day. So we just wanted to finish up what we were talking about concerning that. And I want to start by circling back to something that I said about being depressed and my journey and so forth. And I said that the question was asked, like, am I healed? I said no. But I want to be clear that I'm not completely healed and I am a work in progress, but I have grown in leaps and bounds. And I'm on the journey to complete healing. Not quite there, but much better off than I was. I wanted to clarify that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm stuck.
I think anybody who says, "Oh, I'm healed," and I'm like, yes, we're healed by His stripes, and yes, there was such a sacrifice for us, but you're healed until something come up. Like, oh yeah, you think you healed until the enemy come and say, yeah, watch this. Like, let's see if you're really healed and how you and even not how you handle it, because I handle situations better, but doesn't mean that I still don't feel like punching some people in the face. I just don't do it.
Of course.
So yeah, I don't think I think healing is a continual process, and I don't think we're completely 100% healed until God's willing we go to glory.
Yeah, we meet Jesus. Yes. And at that point, we're in our renewed body, our completely renewed mind, spirit. Everything is just different. But I love what you said before, and even though it was through tears, you said, God won't allow me to handle things the way I used to handle them. And just sitting and being still in it. And I applaud you. I am so proud of you for the growth, because y'all hear us talk about fighting and all of that stuff. So just how far you've come is an amazing, beautiful thing. So I applaud you for that, because child, it's tough.
It's an easier road to react first, and that's what I've always done. Like, okay, you want to do this, you want to do that. Okay, I have left friends and left situations for less. Like, okay, I've been quick to ghost people, change numbers, girlfriends included. Like, okay, you do something to me. Oh, I heard you was talking about me. Okay, I'm not even going to waste my breath on explaining. You'll find me on social media through a ghost account because I blocked you on there too. But
I was just actually talking to one of my girlfriends about that, and we were talking about a friend that I felt wasn't being a good friend to her. And for the people that I love, I'm very protective. We talk about that. And so I told her, listen, I've cut people off for less, so I'm not trying to influence your friendship with this person. But I just can't do that. I don't do fake. I don't do phony. I don't do we're just hanging around a person because they're a good time, but then we go back to our separate corners, but I really see you and know who you are. No, I can't do that no more. I've done it. But we're not finna do that. We're not doing that. No more. So I wanted to talk about some of the tools that we use to combat depression, or when we're in that moment, how do we push through? Yeah. And for me, the main one is journaling. It's honestly journaling. That's how I get my feelings out on paper. And it stops me from having those combative moments where we talked about on the last episode that for us as women, depression often shows up as irritability. Yeah. So when you are getting on my last nerve and it has nothing to do with you, it's because I just don't have the mental capacity to handle it because I'm in a sunken space. Writing it down, reading it back, getting clarity on where I am, self-check-ins like we talk about, helps me to move past it. Yeah. So that's the hard part, but that helps me a lot. How about you? Does journaling help you in those situations or no?
It does. I no lie, I had to stop for a minute because
if somebody find it, she going to jail.
So I was getting to the point of writing in my journal and then be like, okay, this is what I really want. Writing down what I want to say to the person, but then not having enough restraint to not give it to them. Okay. So it was just like, if I write this down, oh no, you gonna get it. Like I'm gonna get you gonna get these. You gonna get this. I'll be like 4-page letter. You're not gonna like this 4-page letter because you're gonna need therapy after you read this 4-page letter, front and back. Like, so I just got to the point where honestly, the gun range helped me a lot. Okay. Because like the built up anger and being able to find something to release it, the gun range helped me a lot. Growing up, I did cheerleading. Okay. So that was a really good just a way to get it out. And me going to the gym. Like I go in the gym and just be like, okay, I'm burning off these calories. I'm burning off this frustration. Yeah. And one of our one of my sister-in-laws, she'll have a whole dance routine. Okay. Like she's like, okay, I'm gonna turn on the music, and she's like, we gonna jam it out. We gonna dance this out. So it's like, okay, yeah, we twerking in the mirror. We like, yeah, we gonna get this out. This getting on my nerves. We gonna. We gonna crunk dance. We gonna get it out. You got served in the mirrors, but just like finding a way to get it out that's healthy. Because I used to be like, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna eat this pint of ice cream, and I'm lactose intolerant, so I can do it, but then I'm hurting myself. Yeah. So I think for me, that's like how
it's physical activity.
Yeah, like trying to find a way to.
Yeah, I am guilty of eating my emotions. So when I'm depressed, me and this, like you said, pint of ice cream, or me and this steak and potatoes, like we gonna sit in the bed, we gonna watch something on TV, some trash TV, and we gonna work it out. But I aspire to do the things you said, like especially the gym. I really want to be one of those people that, and Tiffany talks about this, our wellness girl, CMOS girl, check her out, Optimos Organics. But she talks about the gym being her outlet and her therapy. I want that so bad, but I don't like it. But I'm thinking about now Sarah Jakes, how she talks about that. Yeah. Like when she first started going, she was the person like me. She hated the gym. Yeah. But now she's up at 4 a.m. and she wants to do it. So it's just, I guess it's just being consistent with it to get to that point.
Yeah, I'm still not consistent with it. But it's finding out what type of exercise you like to do. Like for some people, it's Zumba. Some people it's like the weightlifting. Some people is like, okay, I just want to get on a treadmill. Some people is like the high intensity workouts. They call them HIIT workouts, which is they're fun. They are fun.
Y'all gonna see me passed out.
Sister. I hated them at first, but it's just taking it at whatever speed you're at and loving yourself at that speed. Yeah, because I feel like we have the competitiveness to where it's just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a full 45-minute workout, and it's like, no, I might get through a good 10 minutes, but then giving yourself a pat on my back, on your back, like I did this 10 minutes. Yeah, but just meeting yourself at where you at and then tracking the progress.
Okay, yeah, like you grow along, you get better at it, and then that gives you a sense of satisfaction. But HIIT workout, is that where you you do like real hard for 5 minutes, you rest for 1 minute, then you go hard again?
Yeah. I love like, and I didn't think I was gonna like those. Like we do the jumping and then you squat down and then you kick your legs and you jump back up. And I was doing them.
See, she younger than me though.
I was doing them thanks to CBD.
Yeah, right. We need our CBD.
Listen, I wasn't doing them before, but it definitely, that helped in tracking my progress, especially on the treadmill, because like I hated the treadmill, but I was seeing the results that other people was getting from the treadmill. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I went from doing 10 to 15 minutes cussing to doing 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's
and
awesome.
Then not realizing that I'm doing 45 minutes, but I'm doing it while I'm doing the activity. Okay. So I'm doing it and I was watching How to Get Away with Murder.
Her show.
30 to 40 minute episode. I'm watching that. I'm not realizing, and then increasing the incline.
Okay.
So I would do it and then, okay, I'm on incline 2. Now I'm on incline 4 and then tracking my progress. The last time I was on incline 8 for an hour and I was editing our podcast. Hadn't even realized that I had been on there that long. Didn't figure. I'm like my scar, because I ain't gonna wear no wig in the gym. I used to. I gotta be cute to the gym, and I had a gym wig and then a regular wig. We ain't doing that no more. Now I'm going into this scarf. But if you catch me outside, I'm look different. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm not doing this no more. If y'all getting this scarf and that's it.
Getting all of this. Your scarf with your little baby hairs.
I wasn't even doing the baby. I was not.
Oh, please tell me you're not wearing the ugly scarf.
No, I did like I had the little scarf with the little tighten. Okay. Yeah, but I wasn't doing no baby hair. Them baby hairs was lasting 3 minutes. I was like, I'm
especially
not.
If you sweat.
Yeah, I'm not wasting my edge control on these 3 minutes in the gym.
I want to circle back to something else you said about cheerleading. And I remember you doing cheerleading when you were like teenager, preteen, teenager. So how did that help? Was it the camaraderie of other people or just the actual act of cheerleading itself?
No.
Was it an escape?
Yeah, it was an escape. All except for one person. I hated everybody there.
Oh, wow.
Like, sorry, not sorry. I really did. Like, it was so competitive, and but I did competition cheerleading.
Yeah, so that is competitive. I remember that.
It is a lot different. What's funny is I wind up staying back in, like, everybody else moved on to varsity.
Cheerleading?
And I stayed with the little kid, like with the younger kids. Like I was 2-3 years older, but I stayed with them and kind of like became like a little mentor to them.
Oh, that's cool.
And did the cheerleading that way. So that was my outlook on just being able to
help others.
Encourage others. And then, we all had these body issues and comparing ourselves to others. And I was the late bloomer that still looks, I've got mistaken for a boy. Like it was just, it was horrible.
The body wasn't catching up.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they was like, "Who's the new?" I remember living out 𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓭𝓮, and I never forget one of my friends. He was like, I was trying to figure out who the new dude was, and I'm like,
what? I'ma hurt him. You ain't never looked like no.
But
dude.
I did because I had I thought it was.
You had
cute.
Braids or something.
And I had braids. I had that's when Alicia Keys was popping. Okay. And I had the Alicia Keys straight backs.
Oh, straight backs.
And then I had my do-rag on because my mom was not letting me mess up.
Yeah.
Like, I paid for it. This better last you 2 weeks. So all right, I can't get my hair wet. And I just had on, I never liked wearing a bathing suit. So I had on just a baggy t-shirt and a pair of shorts. So they was looking at me like,
all right, that makes sense. I'm gonna give him a pass, y'all.
Who's the new homie?
Yeah,
but that was definitely a way to
an escape.
Or like even if I don't know if you tried water aerobics.
I have heard that it's very good for your joints and stuff like that. I have heard that. And that's something, I think I'm going to do that because I've heard about that. I've done it when I've been on vacation and they have it, like in the pool. But when I've done that years ago, we had a whole bunch of drinks and you try to do water aerobics.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So no, that wasn't
in the water.
Workout.
Like, Lord, I'm not good on land.
Yeah, but I think that's something I'm going to do because I know the YMCA offers that. So thank you. That's going to be good.
And you're weightless.
Yeah,
in the water.
Right.
Like, I
and
can
it helps
really
your joints. You move around. But Another thing that really works well for me is just being outdoors. Like, even if it's cold, being outdoors and one with nature, taking a walk, getting some vitamin D, the sun, and on one of our naked prayer calls, like, we were talking about that and just the beauty of nature. Yeah. We were going away for the weekend last weekend, and we're riding in the car, and because of the depression and all the things that I've dealt with, I'm really in tune with nature. So I'm just looking at the trees, I'm watching the birds, the sun, like all of the beauties, and just beauty in God's creation, and just taking that in. But it's to the point where I don't even need my alarm clock anymore, because I go by the birds. Yeah. So between 4:30 and 5, right before the sun comes up, now that's when the birds start to chirp. And just listening to being one with the sounds of nature. Listen, something I never, all the things I've taken for granted all of these years, and not even appreciating it, and having to have a whole bunch of background noise, which we talked about before, but just appreciating God's noise.
Yeah.
Has been a good
that makes a lot of sense, like the whole nature thing. And I think because usually when you're depressed, you stay indoors. So it's like when you hit nature and like you get to feel the wind, you're going to be more sensitive to it because you've closed yourself in for so long.
And you feel so much better. Like, I can remember many depressive episodes where I'm just like, I just can't. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like getting up. And knowing all the while in my mind that if I just get up and go outside and take a walk, I'm going to feel so much better. Yeah. And if I'm honest, a lot of times I didn't succeed with that. I just physically could not do it. Yeah. But during those times when I did, it's like, why can't I just do this all the time?
It's hard. Yeah. I remember, I was so depressed, I didn't realize, I don't know how long I was in my house. Like, I lost.
Was that during COVID?
No, that was right after I had my miscarriage. Okay. And I lost all sense of time. And my husband, he was like, you got to get up. His way of getting me up, and I fussed him out the whole entire time. He told my daughter, go tell mommy we going to the zoo. And he knows, like, no matter what, I'm never going to tell my child nothing. No. I'll tell you no, right, but I'm not going to tell my child. She was like, mommy, I want to go to the zoo. We going to the zoo today. Daddy said he'll drive. And I had to get up. I feel like it took me an hour just to get myself dressed. Wow. Nothing else. I still had pajama pants on. Wow. Like, the only thing I had strength to do was some flip-flops and a tank top. I don't even know my hair. I don't even remember what my hair looked like. I don't remember nothing. I just remember going to the zoo and, like, taking baby steps. It's like there's weight on your feet.
You feel so heavy.
Yeah, like I felt like I couldn't do anything. And I remember just crying all the way back in the car, because I'm like, I have never, like, that was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And then that's when he was like, he started doing like little activities outside. He was like, we're getting ready to go play with some water balloons outside in the backyard, or we're getting ready to I don't know what, he was just doing crazy stuff. Like, we painting outside, and he's like, once he figured out, okay, our daughter is going to work and she's going to be the catalyst to get me out of this.
Which is the only thing that was going to move you. But I heard somebody say also on our call that but that discussion I talked about on the last episode was freeing up mind space, like when you're just stressed or overwhelmed. But with depression, it works so well also. And it's going back to like those childlike behaviors. Like you said, the balloons. They talked about getting a set of jacks. Like, when I grew up, I used to love playing jacks with the ball jacks. You do 1, 2, 3, 4.
I still don't understand the whole concept of jacks. Like, I've tried it, but I'm like, I don't like. But you know what? I grew up in the era of the remix of that. Pongs.
What was it? What's that?
So Pongs.
What? Yeah, what she talking about, y'all?
So Pongs is, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, I think it was like a Chinese thing. So they had like all these cardboard, like little circular things, and they came in a tube, and you could collect them. They had like all these different animals, and so you could get zoo ones. Okay. And then like you would turn them off all over on one side, and then you had a weight one, and it was heavy. You would throw it down, and it would pop up, and whichever one's flipped over, you would grab those.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna have to find that.
Yeah,
maybe Five in the Low or Amazon. One of those stores will have it. But when they said it, I was like, wow. Just like escaping back to childhood behavior, like when life was simple, when you were free.
What we gotta do? What? Double Dutch.
Oh, girl, I could turn.
You didn't do double Dutch?
We did. Don't get me wrong. I was never that good at jumping.
Okay.
And it's because of my anxiety, and I'm always in my mind. And you gotta let your mind go with that. You just gotta kind of do it.
That was the only place, like, I would be on there, and I'm like, hey, getting it. And then the other one, you might like that one, skip it. You remember
That's
that?
what I was going to mention.
Yeah, skip it. I love that one. But I cracked my ankle and fractured it in 3 places playing with that skip it.
Well, we ain't playing skip it.
I'm too old to be doing that now. I can't mess with skip it now.
You older now. We ain't about to do that. But I even like what you talked about on the last episode about just getting your feet in some grass. And I can't, what you call it, grounding?
Yeah, grounding. Yeah. And getting your feet in some sand, some grass, and just the vibrations of the earth, even though you don't naturally feel it. That's why, like, if you look at all the paintings of like Adam and Eve, and they were all barefoot. Yeah. And even when they were originally making our sandals were porous so that we could still feel the vibrations of the earth. It wasn't until, I forget what century it was, where the materials that they made, you're not able to feel the vibrations of the earth. One of my mentors and professors, he had like hippie Buddhism vibes. So he soon as he came in the classroom, he would take his shoes off. Like he just always wanted to. That man was always in flip flops. Wintertime, flip flops. Wow. Like he just always says, "I'm gonna stick my feet in whatever season it's in." And I'm like, "Why do you do that?" And then when he broke it down to me, it made so much sense.
I understand. I understand. They say, and I know, like, when you go get a massage, like now I can't get a full body massage because of like arthritis and things. Like it hurts me almost. But to get a foot massage, like your feet are attached to everything in your body, every nerve from your head to your toe. So now that makes perfect sense about like your feet and you walking on the ground. Those vibrations, it goes through your entire body. Yeah, I'm about to be a whole, like you said, Erykah Badu, embracing it all.
One of my girlfriends actually does the foot massages and foot detox on her baby.
Oh, really?
She taught me that. I was doing it with little Warren. Little Warren, he had a whole host of issues. Yeah, like he was congested and crying. We did the steam showers. In the middle of your foot, and if you massage up to the toes, you can get rid of your congestion.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
There's a foot mat. We have to Google it. I'm gonna share it with y'all. But there's a foot mat, and it shows you where each spot of your foot is connected to something. Everything, every nerve in your body is connected to your feet.
All right, Sister Circle, go get them foot massages. Now I'm gonna go get one.
Yeah.
When I was in the mall the other day, there is a massage place in the mall, and they do specifically just foot massages. And I've had one there, and when I tell you, it is amazing.
Have you ever had acupuncture?
No, it's something I've considered because of all of the benefits I've heard about it, but I don't want to see. I'm gonna have to close my eyes real tight, because I don't want to see the needles and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
but I've heard that with that as well, like the acupuncture targets different parts of your body.
I'd be sitting there looking like a scary movie. Like, go ahead, pin
do whatever you need to do.
Like even there's one that they do in your scalp to help your hair grow. I'm like,
the needles in your scalp. Y'all, I ain't ready.
Like, I mean, all the stuff that we deal with now, with eczema and everything else. Like, I wonder if we can figure out a
real cure.
Yeah,
well,
for that.
Your wellness girl told you it's what you put in. Stop putting stuff in your body, even though it's hard. It's hard to stop putting all the crap in your body. But another thing for me that I had to learn about depression was, and we talked about this all the time, not isolating yourself. Because we typically, I want to be alone. I want to be alone. I don't have the mental capacity to know about for anybody, and not wanting to share with other people what you're going through because they don't get it. And I talked about this before on our last episode, where for years I didn't talk about it with my husband because I didn't think he would get it, and that I would never in the past talk about it to a friend because of that whole keeping up appearances, feeling unworthy, like all of that stuff. But I'm glad now, again, grateful always that God has brought those people into our lives that I feel comfortable saying, hey, sis, I'm having a bad day. You know, can you pray for me? But isolation is, the biggest trick of the enemy.
Yeah, it is.
And think about how long you, me, both of us, you know, even just our isolation with each other. We didn't even know each other suffered with depression because we didn't talk about it, you know? And then the more we talked about it and the more we talked to other people about it, we realized how common it was, especially amongst women. Men don't talk about stuff as much as we do. But I dare to say more women out of the whole entire population, more women suffer from depression than those that don't at some point in our lives. And it can be brought on by a specific episode that we just are not able to move past or conquer. Or in my case, it was just a state of being, which I know for sure was a generational pattern, curse that was just passed down because I had no specific incident to tie it to. It was always there. Always there. So I'm fighting, kicking and screaming. Like it's not coming back.
Yeah, we're not doing
that. It's not coming back. And I think importantly too is we have to look at depression almost as a visitor. It can't be a state of mind. It's like if somebody comes to your house and you know they leaving, it's like, okay, I'm going to deal with this for a minute. And then it's time to, girl, get up. In my Sarah Jakes voice. Get up, girl. Get up, girl. Depression's got to go. Anxiety's got to go. All of those things that are holding us back have to go. And if we look at it like that, it's not such a doom and gloom because you know, okay, this is just a season, a day. And we've allowed ourselves, I know I've allowed myself and you have too, and we've talked to each other about it. Okay, I'm going to give you 24 hours. You go ahead and you sit in it, but tomorrow you got to get up. And I remember telling you that. Too.
And also too, like what I did recently was picture the best version of me and writing it down. And what does this person have that I don't? And how do I become her?
Okay.
So just looking at like, okay, I want to be more healthy. I want to be more fit. I want to make sure that I'm the best possible mom that I can. Okay, what does that look like? What does the best mom do? Like what activities or what is she doing? And just for me, it was like having real honest conversation with my kids. Like that's what it looked like for me. And okay, maybe choosing, all right, if I'm taking the kids to Dunkin' and I'm getting a coffee and they ask for a donut, me not getting one every day of the week, especially in the summer. Like, okay, we not doing this every day where we're going to Dunkin' and when I get my coffee, I got to get a donut. So like just changing little things or just looking at the clock and be like, it's 8:00. I'm going to have some water and then maybe like I'll snack and have like a salad or maybe some tuna. But before I would make tuna crackers. I'd be sitting there like, okay, now I'm just going to have a tuna. Or now I would count down petty. So I'll be like, all right, it's 8:00. I don't want to eat past 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, how many hours do I have? What's the earliest I could wake up? So I would literally... Sisters, I would literally wake up at 5 o'clock, go downstairs, eat breakfast. I'm eating breakfast before everybody. Yes, I'm eating breakfast. I'm eating some grits, some salmon, and then sprinkle a little bit of bacon on top of it and tear it up. But I ain't eat the nighttime. I ain't go to sleep on it, and then I might sit up and watch TV or read a book or something. But I ain't eat past 8:30.
But that's good. I think that's good, and I can't remember who said it, but. It was Tiffany. Like when she talked about our wellness girl. When she talked about making small changes. And not trying to do everything all at once because when we do, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to end up binging or eating something crazy. So just making those small changes and progress. And like you said, documenting the progress as you go along.
And then not having it. I know you talked about not having it in your house.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Because that was a big one for me. My husband would have these butterscotch crimpets
honey buns
in the house.
Honey buns.
I was cool with the honey buns. Like, I'd be like, okay, they not talking to me. I'd like... If you upstairs in your bedroom, you understand. Like, you be laying in the bed, I'm like, Dad, I know they down there. Like, nah, I'm not gonna have, but man, they'll be hitting right now. But I'm gonna have a honey bun, but I'm gonna drink some water, so I'm gonna balance it out. Because if I drink it with juice, then so I'm like, nah, they didn't really talk to me like that. Yeah. Like, he could be eating one in the bed and it wouldn't bother me, but baby, don't bring no crimpet in my bed. Like,
not you talk about too, like
man, and then they put. So greedy. There's a dot on the back of every crimpet box, and they color code them to how fresh they are.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so if it's a green dot, it's fresh.
I don't even know what color it is, but he was like, "Yeah, if you go get them, go get this." And I'm
he
like,
would know that.
And then he taught me if you rub the crimpet paper on your leg or on your clothes before you open it, it helps the icing not stick. So now you can pull out a perfectly covered crimpet. Every time to this day has still not failed. And I'm just like, why would you tell me that?
Yeah, I had to tell my husband that because he likes crimpets. That's not my weak spot. But for me, like you said, I cannot have those snacks in my house because when I have those moments, whether it's just a moment of anxiety, a moment of depression, a moment of feeling overwhelmed, a moment of I'm just watching TV and I'm chilling. So I need something to eat. So I don't keep it in my house because then after I eat it, that's sinking me into even a lower place of depression. And I refuse to do that anymore. If I want it, I will go to the store, pay extra for Wawa to get like a single little pack, and I'm going to eat that and I don't have no more.
I don't have the willpower to do that. I really don't.
Well, you got to pray about that.
Yeah, sis. I haven't had the willpower to be able to. It's like they be like the floodgates is open. Like if I taste it, there's no restraint to stop me from.
But if you don't have it in the house, it's not an issue, and that's how I am. If it's in the house, I'm going to eat it. And I won't even pretend.
And I do everything excessive. Like, if I remember when who was I pregnant with? And it was Blow Pops with the bubble gum in them. And I would go get a pack. And I think at the time they were like $5.15. And I would have just enough. Like, I'm going in here and I'm just going to get that. But I would sit up there and worry, like, all I hear is... Because I would take one, and I had them in order. So I would eat the watermelons first, and then I would eat the strawberry ones, and then the grape ones I hated the grape ones. The grape ones was always last.
But
so
you would eat them anyway.
Yeah, so you gonna have all these great ones around the house. So I'm like, fine, and I'm just eating these too.
No,
horrible.
I get it. But we are going to move differently.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. Like, we're growing. We're learning as we go, and we're moving differently, and we're not keeping up that same behavior. But we're going to try to do things in moderation because I've learned that cold turkey don't work for me. If I have bread in the morning, okay, I'm going to try to not to have bread at dinner time, but just in moderation, and to keep working on ourselves as far as depression. We're going to keep using our tools of what we can do. Get some fresh air outside. Do not isolate yourself. Find one person at least one person that you can talk to. Grounding. Get your feet in some grass. For me, it's my feet in some sand, which is not always easy. Yeah. So I'm going to walk outside.
And then too, like I did like during COVID, they would do like the Skype parties. So it's like
that was fun.
Yeah, like you get to be alone and not single yourself out at all one time. Like, okay, I don't feel like leaving the house. I'm gonna do FaceTime. I'm gonna do Skype. I'm gonna get in contact with somebody.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember my girlfriends. We did that. But the most important thing that I want to leave our sister circle with is girl, get up. Yes. And my Sarah Jakes voice. Like, you can't stay down. You can't stay down. Even if you have your moment, we've allowed ourselves to have those moments, but you have to get up. You have to get up and make yourself do something. Even if it's, like we mentioned before, going to the front door. getting some air, even if it's cold outside, it doesn't matter. Put something on the television that inspires you. Find a childhood game, because I'm sure about to get me some jacks.
Yeah, I gotta find some.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could just skip it, but after you told me you fractured your ankle, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But find something that works for you. If it's exercise, one of the girls on our call talked about she kickboxes and how that really helps her. One. But yeah, no, I gotta start slow. I'm gonna start with the treadmill, like you said, and work my way up and go from there, because no, I ain't ready for that.
Yeah, you can do like 1 or 2 jabs.
Yeah, we gonna see. But I am going to do that water aerobics. Yeah. So I'm going to circle back and let y'all know how that's going, because I really did enjoy it when I did it on vacation. So that's something that I can do. And it's an outlet. Like, even if it helps nothing but my mind. Just to get out, get in the water, feel free. So I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to look into that today to see what the cost is and just do it. So I think we need to start to wrap up, because we having some girl time, y'all.
Yes. We got to eat.
Yeah, but we wanted to be deliberate. And like what we said, we wanted to follow up and do another episode, because the last one was really tough. And we never want to leave our sisters with doom and gloom, and just to give you some of the tools that we use. So I hope it benefits you all. Yes. And we are going to end with our question.
What does sisterhood mean to you?
Yes, what does sisterhood mean to you? And for me, sisterhood means exactly what we're doing now. Y'all see our backdrop? See that beautiful backdrop? Ocean view room?
Yes.
And sisterhood to me means girl time. Yes. It means quality time. And that's what we are doing. We celebrate each other in these times that we have, where we're able to get away from the kids, get away from the spouses, get away from the families, and just enjoy ourselves. So that's what it means to me. What's it mean to you, sis?
Sisterhood means to me is, it's not even one word. It's asking a question.
Okay.
I feel like we ask each other, like we ask, okay, what do you need? But not really asking, okay, what do you need? Like, what do as ourselves, what do we need?
What do I need?
Yeah, and knowing what you need, and then getting it by any means necessary. Now, it might not be like, you might have to compromise. Like, okay, it might not be going to Aruba and going to a new beach. You might not be able to get there.
That's a lot.
Like, you might not be able to get there, but you might be able to lay down. One of my girlfriends did this. She laid down some plastic on her bathroom floor, sprinkled some sand, and she was like, I don't like being naked nowhere else, but we gonna have a beach in this house today. But it was something that she was able to do in that moment.
And I love that, because we have to, like you said, practically we're not able to do what we really want to do. So what can I do to get as close to that as possible? Yeah. The simple things, like just running a bath or putting the sand down there. Like I said, I can't get to the beach all the time. Yeah. So something as simple as that, like maybe in my bathroom, putting on some island music, like I'm in the islands, you know?
I might do that.
And doing a little dance.
I did a T-bar in my bathroom one night, and I was like, I had my little Sade playing, and I'm like, I'm sitting here. I was a raisin by the time I got out, because I'm like, I don't even want to get out.
That's all right. That's good. That was a good one.
Yeah, she was like, I can't get to the beach, and I can't get to my island right now. So guess
this
what?
Is what it's gonna be. So, okay, Sister Circle, we're challenging you too, because we always checking on each other.
Yes.
To ask yourself, what do you need in the moment? And if you can't do the elaborate thing, go get the massage or whatever you may want to do. What can you do in that moment to get you some relief from depression, from anxiety, from stress, whatever it is, and do it, whatever you need to do. So, all right, we're going to get back to our girl time. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you soon. Bye. See you.